this evening with the king of Tartaria, Martin Liedtke.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Flat firms.
We're on our knees, Martin. We're on our knees.
You know I hate all that, Karen. Oh.
And I'm here with Gary, still here.
What's happening, Gary?
And,
good to meet you, brother. Happy
Really good.
Many happy returns on your soul.
Thank you very much, sir. I mean, I'm 61 today. I feel well. To be honest with you, I haven't changed much in about 15 years. So
same, brother. Same. I'm catching you up. I'm not fat behind you.
Yeah. Well, what it was is Gary was watching your video with Russian Vids the other day. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah. He's great, isn't he, Russian Vids?
Yeah, man. I guess I've got on with him for years. We just never really hung out until now, but I'm glad we did because it worked out fantastic.
Well, yeah, I came downstairs and Gary's watching your hangout with him.
Well, we was watching it at breakfast, weren't we?
Yeah.
As we was having breakfast.
We were having you for breakfast, Martin.
Yeah, so...
you and everyone else as well. Or they usually do their ironing or go to sleep listening to me. And then they end up dreaming about me and then sending me emails saying, we had a dream about you last night. We were walking on mud flooders.
Yeah.
I don't mean to even because I thought when I started to do my bit that I was thinking, well, Martin knows much more about this than me, but suddenly there just comes that point when you start looking at things and I just don't. I mean, I know we're going to get into this bit of topic what Gary's going to talk about in a minute, but we'll just start just a little bit with mud flood. You have to talk just a little bit, but when we look at those pictures with no one there, the pictures in the 1800s, there's no people.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just done the bit about incubator babies.
Yeah. Coney Island incubator babies. I know. Yeah. So where did they all go?
It's almost as if nearly everybody was either an orphan or an incubator baby, and they just flooded the lands with them, and then those children grew up and think they live there.
How about this? Let me read this to you. This is what I'm working on from an ex-post and my new idea concerning all this. But I write everything down. So this is what I've been thinking this week, and this is what I've been sort of discussing with Lee and other stuff. So where are they all gone? It's an easy answer. You know that by what's going on now. They were all dead. They're all killed. And if you look at the official narrative, they'll say famines or cholera. So they do blame epidemic.
But you do see some odd animals there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think the realm that went before us, before this realm, I think what they call the Dark Ages, which is not on our calendar because that don't exist, but that dark era after the fall of what they say was Rome, when all information was lost, all technology was lost, we went double stupid for over 1,000 years until we managed to regain it all back. So forget about all that. Bring the fall of what they call Rome, which I call Phoenicia, more to a more forward period, like say 600 years ago. And I think the period of Tartaria was just like the Lord of the Rings, like we are in Middle Earth, and they're just showing us exactly what this place was like. Elves and giants. Yeah, I'm definitely an elf. There's no doubt in my fucking brain at all that I am an elf.
Yeah, you are. You're a naughty elf.
I'm a naughty elf. I act elfy. I got elfy ears, so they're pointy. I look like an elf.
We've got something in common with you, by the way.
SELF. Myself is elf. They tell you you're an elf with self.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Well, you want to see if you just look into how many words end in ELF, right? Elf, right? You'll be blown away. And they
Self is elf.
Yeah, they also suggest that we're elves. If you look into the etymology of just add, and you've just put how many words with ELF on the end, and there's just so many words, you wouldn't believe it. And they all sort of point towards, you're an elf. Makes sense, really, because if there's giants here, and they're definitely dwarfs here as well, where's all the elves? Da-da!
Where's your wings?
I don't have wings. My wings are like a shield of steel. So let me tell you where I'm at. Tell me where I'm at.
Can I just say this one thing? We've got something in common with you. Wow. We're half Welsh. Gary's half Welsh, and I'm half Welsh.
Yeah, my dad come from Trevelyan or something. I can't remember. I've been.
Trevelyan. Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. Well, he comes from there originally, and
that's real Wales. They're all Welsh there.
He moved down to sort of like London back in about the mid-50s when he met me mum, but I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a right big 957. I've got Flemish in me and everything. I don't know where I'm
like that. Because
Same. I'm Heinz.
my mum comes from Merthyr Tydfil, her family do, but my dad's family are German, Jewish, and French.
Blimey, you've got more mix than what I've got.
I got Scottish, Estonian, English, and well, Welsh, and I got and other stuff as well, but mostly Estonian and Welsh because I'm half Estonian. My father was Estonian. Okay, then
Isn't
let me
that
hit you up with
weird?
this.
None of us come from the country we're in.
No, I know, isn't it weird? But most people are just migrants anyway, because everybody was moving around. The migrant time, they were relocating populations after a reset. You know, you go here, you go there, sticking uniforms on them. You know, the Mexicans get little white suits, the Chinese get these little suits. The people of the Christian countries, they get just black suits. The women get crinoline. Everyone gets exactly the same, no matter where they are. So these are like uniforms, if you like, from like a quartermaster stores or something they're issued with. You know, like where you get like D-mob suits after the war, that sort of thing.
Can I ask you one thing? Can I ask you one thing as we're on this? When I started looking things up, you realise that America was run by Mexico and Spain, much more by them than us. And yet Independence Day is about us. I know
how many stripes on the American flag?
Oh, I don't know how many stripes.
13 for each colony. So that just shows you on their flag who's really in control. Look, these presidents, they got to hook up to the Queen and suckle to the Tavistock Institute for the instruction every single day. They phone Britain. Britain is where we seem to be the richest country in the world. Haven't you noticed? They just keep pouring money into everything.
Well, I know what the Union Jack's all about, I think, now. I've worked out the Union Jack.
Yeah. No. The Union Jack's 4 angels. So let me hit you up with this. You asked me about mud flood.
Go on then.
So what if there was not actually a mud flood as such?
What, the houses stunk?
No, wait. So what if the whole world was a fish tank and the previous occupants could breathe underwater? And then the water drains away and then all the inhabitants were killed and all that was left was the mud. The new arrivals, they come along, the new inheritors, and they were air breathing us. Do you like that? So, food for thought.
Well, so Atlantis then.
So it's an upturned dome, Martin. Like a dome.
No, that's it. When this place gets reset, if you think of it as a snow globe, right? Like I think everything is reversed, so I actually think up is down, right? So if you think that they just shake this snow globe, okay, and everything gets wrecked, tsunamis, volcanoes, earthquakes, all the rest, okay. But then you would have like a sedimentary deposit that would settle over time, you know? That's the land we stand on, you know? So I think that there's some sort of like, it tells you with Pink Floyd anyway, 2 lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year. So I think that this is the case. Anyway, the next one is this. You like this one, you will, Karen. Right. Maybe some of our ancestors escaped. Maybe through cracks in the sky. Created by star thoughts, using frequency as a weapon. And then they made holes in the sky where the water actually poured in, devastating the star thoughts and devastating the world. But they got out. Could stars be actual holes? Could the wandering stars be actual main portals, Arya? So that's what we was thinking. Because, you know, star thoughts, they sort of go like this and they go like this. So I sort of drew a picture or just done like an outline on Google Pics of like, say, just meeting all of the points that come off and they come into like, you know, a point. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Almost as if like, you know, there was a beam coming off and punching through the sky. So that's what I've been thinking about in the last...
Well, I wondered whether they were what they would call today. Today, you'd say it was Star Wars.
Guess what? Like I posted this week, my friend Mel, she went up to just by her in Nottingham in Newark, right? And Newark was a star fort. I'd been there like a dozen times and never even knew. And there was like a map she found, and it's just a huge star fort system. It was like, what? In Britain? She went there. It was like just a field away, and there's like a star fort covered in mud in the middle of the field. So it's like, what? And just this morning, then I had an email off another guy, Paul, and he's just went up to Gateshead, and he's like, you think we haven't got star forts in Britain? Man, check this out. And he's just walking around, proper star fort, all red bricked out, cannon everywhere, and just proper star fort. I was like, what, Gateshead? I never knew that. So they are all over Britain, and there are loads of them. I got to get to one, and soon. I want to get to that one.
They are really strange that there wasn't any, and now there seems to be thousands of them everywhere.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, I thought, like, I've been looking into star forts for nearly 5 years, and I thought to myself there was only like Chatham, Plymouth, Fort William. There's one in Pembroke Dock. I thought these were the only ones, and I really didn't think that the whole country is covered. So my friend's been talking to an archaeologist who knows the Borough Moor. She said, "Oh yeah, there's a chain runs right up the same sort of path as the Pennines." What, a star fort system? She said, "Yeah, no shit." She knows. She doesn't call them star forts, though. She calls them English Civil War defences and battlements, or earthworks, because these are attributed to a battle that happened there in the English Civil War, Cromwell and the like. So, but regardless, it's a star fort covered in mud, deep mud, and it's like there. You can see the points. It's fantastic. So I got to get to a star fort, do some filming. I really do. So
I just wondered if when they were working and doing what they did, because obviously we don't quite understand them, but I was wondering whether those were the things that caused the problems that we're in today, to be honest. Put it in reverse, kill everybody.
Sorry, that was my system went off there.
That's all right.
Shit.
Oh,
no, I was just going to see if I had anything to show you.
There's a slight can you hear it? There's a slight noise coming. I don't know what that is. We often have this problem, don't we? We had it before.
I can't hear anything. My hearing's very bad.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We'll just have to carry on anyway. It's just.
It could be the 777 frequency music I'm playing in the background. Could you pick up on that?
Martin, I wonder whether like all the star forts, if there's any like connection, like they're connected by some sort of ley line system, all of them.
Oh no, yeah, that's already been proven. There's a guy in Ireland called Colm Gibley, and he's like got probably one of the best resources for star forts in the world. He was working with other people; they collected all of them, and he's put like videos where he's made, and it just shows you every country that's got them. But what he found is the star forts on the east border of America running down, down to New York from, sort of Delaware down to New York. So he plotted them out, and they're satellite ones, which he calls hedgehogs or satellite star forts. And what he noticed on Google Earth is there was petroglyphs or lines coming right straight off the edges of the star forts. So they weren't just confined star forts. These things went really far. So he followed the petroglyphs, and they went 4 miles in absolute straight lines on some of the star forts where it hadn't been agricultured out and covered, right? So he found that the star forts led to other star fort lines, and they were perfectly straight to their star forts. So it turns out that all of the star forts are all interconnected, every single one of them, with the Asian grid system that was working in this place. Yeah.
So it was just part of a massive big grid system.
Yeah, the whole thing.
If we had all this technology, and we know that some of those we call them Tartarian buildings, they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Then why do they still look old? If they're amazing, why weren't they more modern?
Well, the way I see it, somebody asked me a question today. She was really confused about the topic and saying, well, how come these Tartarian buildings are everywhere, and the world was supposed to be in reset, etc. Can you explain this to me? So the only way I could explain it was this: it's been a cover-up. Tartaria is still there. If you look at these giant cathedrals or these cathodes or these church machines, right? So they have all of these empty panels you can witness today. I seen it 2 days ago in a cathedral I visited, where they've removed stuff, and they've altered the tech, as you know, because these things were active antiquitech devices.
That's right. We were speaking about it.
Yep. Added gargoyles and evil entities all over these buildings to mess with the ethers. Yeah. So they did it with all of, basically, when Tartaria was the golden era, okay, so that, as you know, free energy, balloon rides, everyone living for a long, long time, and based on real science. So that's the holistic nature, geometric nature of this realm, instead of the fake science that they practice today. So it was fantastic. So the Phoenicians, or later become what they call the British Empire, but it's not British Empire, it's all of them. Because if the Russians got Phoenician architecture in Russia, and the Americans got Phoenician architecture in New York, and it's the same in London, then they're all the same people. That's a fact. They just proved it with the.
Do you think that we had the Tartarian people, and then they lied about the next bit. Because whenever I look at the videos or the pictures, they just don't look right.
Well, one thing's for sure, right, is all of the remainders of the Tartarian so-called tribe, if it is that, we've all sort of resonated with the idea. We've all come seeking one another. The Most High's put us with one another. It's like, hello, old family member, hello, old tribe member, here I am. We're doing it again, like everyone fucking knew one another. And I'm not just tripping, because everyone have said it to me. It's like you were meant and drove to meet all of these people in the Truther community, yeah, like a tribe. So what people have said to me is like, do you think we're the last Tatarians? I was like, well, you know, I don't think they got rid of them all. But, you know, with the resets, there's no doubt about it that the Phoenicians did this. And if you get the classical world, the classical buildings that are there today, especially with Rome, yeah, you take off a facade, and the facade is a cover, and you get behind it and guarantee you it's a red brick. So it was initially Tataria. After reset, they come along, cover it up. It's been a cover up. Find the Freemasons, cover it up with the classical world, and they've taken.
Do you know what you mean? They bricked up some of the buildings.
Yeah, they stole a civilization. They not long ago. Yeah.
But on my look through history, I couldn't believe how much the the Roman Empire was in it. Even Hitler was a Roman Empire.
Look, this now. Rome is now. The Phoenicians are now. Look at the Senate. The Senate is based on exactly the same rules of apparently the Stoics in ancient Greek in the Parthenon. It's exactly the same rule base, yeah, for democracy, yeah. The Phoenicians, the Romans, are in control now. Rome never fell, never went away, it went undercover. The classical world got smashed and destroyed. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that, because you could just go to Rome, you know. But that was not 2,000 years ago, because you know, the Colosseum wouldn't be there now. There's a thing called entropy. Yeah, so the thing would have just fucked off and disappeared into dust a long time ago if it was from 2,000 years ago. I think it's all recent. I think the whole of the ancient history is like recent. Last 1,000 years, all of this has happened.
Yeah, and they've condensed all the timeline to make it appear of a grand time scale, haven't they, Martin?
They do it with it all. Yeah, brother, like they do with it all. They do it with space, don't they? Oh, the stars are light years away. Evolution
and they're right there. They're right there.
Yeah, they just add.
Well, I never forget Martin saying we can only go about 7, 8 miles down, and we can only go about 7, 8 miles up. I remember.
That's it. You got it. That's it. 12 kilometers up, 12 kilometers down. That's the up and down dimensions of this place, as far as we know. I think while the Bible says this place can't be measured, I think that's pretty accurate. I don't think, you know, I really do think as just tiny dwellers on this plane, which is very big, I don't think we could actually get the definitions or find out what this place is like really about. Maybe it's just beyond us, you know, maybe it's just beyond us.
It just might be beyond our understanding, Martin, altogether.
I think so, you know.
We're all sort of like clutching at straws, saying it's this shape, that shape, that.
Or it's
we know what it isn't. We know what it isn't. You know.
Yeah, it's nothing like they tell us anyway, and everything has been reversed, as you know. And so, you know, people go with the simulation idea.
You know, even when you look at Crystal Palace, I mean, they built that. What an amazing building! But it is beautiful and wonderful. But why doesn't it look more? I don't know, more. I don't know. I don't know.
It was very majestic, though. I thought it was.
It looked very old still, though. Even though it was amazingly built, it wasn't built. Maybe in its time it looked modern. I don't know.
But the thing is, there's no way it was built in 5 months, like they told us.
5 months.
No, they built it and moved it. They say. So they built
it.
Built somewhere else.
No. Yeah, they moved the whole thing. Okay. To a new site in North London. Yeah, like miles away. And they set it up again, nearly 1 million square feet, 1 million square feet of space for this Crystal Palace.
They took it apart and reset it somewhere else.
They say
now you know, though, it looks like a Zeppelin builder, or it looks like an airport.
Listen, it's bullshit. There's full size cedar trees in there, and trees.
Yeah.
They say, you know, they planted. What did they do? Carry it in through the door. You know, they saying that they moved in and put this thing blang on top. I'm more inclined, looking at the photographic record, to think this thing was there already. The only thing that was wrong with it was all the glass was smashed and the thing was ruined inside. Trees had grown in there, which is why there's trees growing in there from a reset. This is all world. You can see the style.
Really shocked. when I looked up Brighton, I couldn't believe it. It had loads and loads of windmills, and we now know that
Brighton's beautiful and exactly like what the sort of flavour we're talking
and
about.
windmills have to take water out, so obviously Brighton must have flooded. But you've got the palace, you've got the oldest aquarium in the world. They had an Eden project.
What's Regent's Palace?
Some of the things they've got there are absolutely amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, that Regent's Palace is like an Indian thing, isn't it? It's like a
it's
fantastic.
It's like a
fantastic.
Yeah, it's like a mosque, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's got like onion domes. It's like it's an amazing place.
But you see, because they just put lights on it and make it look a bit fairy-like, people aren't going, look, there's a mosque, and because it's called a palace.
Yeah.
But don't you think that's really weird when you look at all that Tartary? There's a bit of this,
For sure.
there's a bit of that, and there's a bit of this.
Somebody sent me a link today when Keanu West had basically paid $1 million to renovate an old theatre in Chicago, and the theatre looks like a mosque. You know, it's got minarets, it's got onion domes, it's massive, it's red brick on the back, it looks a mud flooder. And he's paid money. So I'm wondering if these people might, you know, because they're into conservation of architecture, if they might know something about the real origin of these buildings, you know? So,
We used to have a lot of Turkish baths here, which they've sort of taken away.
And Cardiff as well. Yeah, we had them as well.
But they've taken away, but they never existed.
No, my mother used to go to a Turkish bars, yeah, in the Empire Pool.
You know, something, Martin. What we do, like when we drive the last few days, we're looking out for things now. We're looking out for towers and whatever. And
we all do it. We all do it.
You know, they're everywhere, Martin. Them towers. There's one in Brentford, like Norfolk Quay Bridge, and you know they're saying they was used for this, that, and the other. What actually were they? I mean, they're not recent. That's for sure.
A lot of it is pumps as well. Like they had a lot of pumping stations early on to get the water off the land. So
but they said that, pumping stations.
We think that's the original use for. You know, I don't. You know, they say. I know it sounds crazy, like that. There's something definitely going on with the Battersea Power Station. You know, the way Pink Floyd have been going on about it and animals and stuff, and it's such a massive, monument, and apparently turbines.
Sorry, Mark, to interject. I took a tender there about 6 or 7 years ago. I was a motorcycle player, and you can't take in the majesty of the place until it's awe-inspiring.
You get giddy. Yeah.
I can't explain. I wish I'd have took some photographs.
I get it, but thinking about it, I really do think this is an older monument. I think it was repurposed as a steam generators, but I think earlier on, because of like it looks like it would burn off water and steam would come out. I'm thinking that this thing was getting like water off the land because this place was flooded. Yeah, Noah's flood, basically.
Yeah.
What do you make of buildings built without any toilets in them?
Yes, I can ask that.
Oh, I've got many ideas. So maybe they didn't need toilets because there was actually no one there, and the past is not there at all. Like the past is not there at all. It's been fabricated completely, and all of our memories and everything else that we've been given is implanted, and that's why everything so many timelines seem to be confused and overlaid. Stuff showing up we've never seen before en masse. So there's that idea that history's not there at all. The other ideas are that all of history exists right at this moment in different time zones, or you want to call it.
We making it appear then?
What we're manifesting, the reality is we're going along, Martin.
As we wake up here in this realm, okay, with the awakening, as we wake up, all of the other people in history are waking up exactly the same time. So when we wake up and everyone in this realm wakes up, who's left not jabbed, I'm saying that all of history will wake up simultaneously at a moment. So there's that idea. And I think because that resonates so hard with me, that might be the case. So we could free the whole of time with what we're doing, guys, you know, not just now.
I'd love to send Boris and the rest of those people on rockets.
Well, that's why it's so important, Martin, you know, sort of like to keep up this work in this community, because let's face it, we are a minority, and like Karen has said many times, we've got no one else to turn to, Martin.
There's no one to go to.
That's why the convention. That's why the convention get us together, guys. You know, get the tribe together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute. So anyway, so the next thing is Martin Liedtke is having, what do you want to call it? Is it a convention?
Oh, it's called Truth, Juice and Flat Earth British presents the Holy Grail of the Great Reset conference. 20,
Wow.
21, or
That's
so
a
they
big
say.
Woo!
Mm.
And so basically, we've come
Whoa,
together. Gary wanted
the
to know a
lineup.
few more questions, but explain to people where you're holding this.
Right. So I've been like all day, you know, it's just been paperwork and trying. It's been a right palaver to, you know, I was surprised you got to go through forms because of insurance purposes and you're liable. And I'm like, oh, and I've had to pay the day for this place and just nail it. So we're sorting out tonight like a process for people to buy tickets because you've got to get the numbers right for the food, you see, so we can get food sorted for everybody. And it's going to be cheap as fuck as well because we're not taking a piss. It's not going to be like an earner. This is a jolly for everyone. You know what I mean? We're talking 20
much
quid
a ticket?
tops.
Right. Okay. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like we're going to try and do an early bird for like 150 early bird tickets, like £17.50, 20 quid at the door. But we got to watch the numbers because there's no more than 300 allowed in. I got a feeling fuck tons are going to turn up. So this is what I
And
managed
tell
to.
the date. The next is the date.
Right. So it's a month today. Okay. So it's on the 10th of September in the E57 Club in Birmingham, England. Okay. Now I've done this. I've done a presentation last year in this place, and it's big and it's fantastic. They've got the big screens. They got everything we need. Okay. So it starts at 12. The doors open. I'll be there from 9 in the morning. The doors will open at 12, and the event will finish at 12 o'clock in the night. This is what you can expect. Listen how fantastic this is. So I'll be hosting, and I'll be basically people keep fucking messaging me. So I'll be MC for the day and do some comedy, etc. And obviously a presentation in the night. We got Dave Murphy, so he'll do an evening presentation. So we have Paul Cook, as you know. Do you know Paul Cook, Mudflood?
Yeah, right.
Fantastic work. He's going to do a presentation. He's there to help me out in the morning as well. And we have a young lady, Jada, and she's got a channel, The Future of the Past. She's going to do a presentation as well. So we got some young blood there as well with the oldies. And yet to be confirmed, but I just got it about an hour ago, Mark Devlin wants to be our DJ. So I'm going to get Mark
Brilliant, fantastic.
and do a presentation. So tell me that's not a fantastic lineup, guys.
Absolutely off the scale, Martin. You've absolutely nailed it, son. Absolutely nailed
You
it.
know it. You know.
Well done, Martin.
Gary,
Yeah.
it's brilliant. So that's
Well
the day.
done,
That's what we're doing.
So I suppose the next question for me is really when can we get the ticket? Because me and Christian are biting at the lip to get tickets.
Well, like I said, so basically we were like this evergreen that does tickets. They rip you right off. Yeah, so it's cost loads of money, and it would just not be worth it. So I was thinking like, oh, could we pay at the door? But we can't do the food order and let the chef know how many foods to do and stuff. So we can't do that. We've got to give him a rough number. So what I thought I would do is sell tickets. Like I can't navigate my eBay, okay, because I messed it up a week ago trying to put my books on there. So I've given my eBay to one of my helpers who does stuff for me. She's going to try and basically stick the tickets on there, hopefully for tomorrow. Okay, so I'll know everybody's name, take a rota, sign you off when you get in, give you some sort of band badge or whatever when you arrive, possibly a lottery ticket, you can count people off then. A raffle ticket and count people off then, and then you're off in for 12 hours of fun. We're gonna have a party, we're gonna have a disco. We got a DJ now, and it's not only a DJ, he's famous DJ.
I mean, yeah, he's like one of the best light in the country, you know.
brother, that's a good day out, that is. And then, like the guys you're going to meet as well, like there's a lot of people like flying over. I dare say some of the Yanks will turn up. I hope so, but I think they will. If they haven't had jabs, that is, or whatever. That's the problem, isn't it? So yeah, that's the story so far. We're going to work out what's coming on at what time, but yeah, it's going to be a full night's entertainment. As I said,
What made you want to do this then, Martin?
Sorry?
What made you want to do this then?
Well, the Most High told me to do it, and I was it. I just had to go with it, and the universe has just plonked everything. Like I've been trying to contact Mac for 2 days, and you can't find his email address. Then out of the blue, an hour ago, another guy contacts me and says, "Oh, I just been talking to Mac, and he heard about your convention. He really, really wants to take part and do your DJing for you." He was like, "Well, can you get in contact with him right now? Because I've been trying to get him." So like, you know, the most I want this to happen for us guys. I'm telling you now. I just tell. That's what it is. I just got to do it.
as soon as I heard about it, Martin, I said to Christian, I said, because Christian lives in Northampton, I live in Hertfordshire, and we both turned around and said, we've got to go to that. 100%, you know, whatever happens, I've got to
Brother,
go.
everyone's saying the same. The excitement out, and I knew it would happen.
I'm actually buzzing. I'm actually buzzing, Martin. I'm
I've been
buzzing.
buzzing all day. Everyone else is. Honest to God, my computer today has just been tangible. The
I
excitement.
bet you've been worse off your feet, mate. As if you ain't got enough to do.
Oh, it's been incredible. Honest to God, you wouldn't believe it. And in between, I'm just like, I got another show on Friday where, like, because I'm doing this, like, they were David Weiss on his podcast on a Thursday, so they had to delay it the Friday, and it's like the people who done that Level movie, Hibbler.
That's right, the Level movie.
Yeah, so that they want me to do Tataria in the next one, so I'm on the show to talk about that.
I heard that maybe he was trying to get some kind of link up with John Levy from the States or something. Is that?
Well, that's another thing. So today I've asked UAP. He's doing actual, like, physical work because YouTube's dead, as you know, and it's not paying their bills anymore. So he's had to dump that.
What's that about YouTube?
Well, it's dead, isn't it? If you're going to be a professional YouTuber, like many people choose to do to pay your rent, then you can't do it anymore. Because basically America took 30% of ad takings, and then you've got to pay the Queen on top of that. And every single video that they put through is on a yellow, and then you have to put it for approval. And by the time it's approval, it's 3 days later, and everyone's already fucking watched it, so you don't get a penny. And everyone's experiencing.
I've seen them do that. They did that to loads of my hangouts.
Yeah, it's just
rude. And then days after the hangout happened, then they take it off.
Goes green. It's just they're just playing head games, so they're trying to squeeze the truth out, and that's how they're trying to do it, you know. Because
eBay did that though. They changed their search system.
I know. I had to go through it. That's where I bolstered up, love. I had to go through it all, you know.
They did this about 8 years ago, and I was actually had a shop on there. I was doing okay, and then they changed the search system, and my shop nosedive.
Back to the bank.
And that's what YouTube have done. They've done a similar thing where they've changed the search engines and put us on lower algorithms or whatever they do, and then they change things that way.
Yeah. We are shadow banned for truth in the world of YouTube. There's no doubt
I don't
about
think we're in the search engine of theirs.
No, there's no way.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Jake. Before I forget, what about accommodation? Is there like places? Because obviously I'm coming up from Hertfordshire.
Right.
Where is there sort of like places to put your head down on site or?
Right. Well, this is the score, right? So like a few people are coming down in vans and stuff and campers, right? They got a massive car park there, and after the party inside, we usually, if it's not raining, we all end up in a car park. Last time I was there till 4 o'clock in a car park, hanging out. Everyone was having like a group party. It was brilliant. So they locked the gates though after the last staff leaves, maybe 2 o'clock. So you can't, if you leave your vehicle in there, your camper to sleep in, you got to wait till 9 o'clock to be let out again. But that might be okay with some people because it's a bit of security, isn't it? But and there's like literally, I goes in a hotel like 5-10 minute walk down the road because it's on the Alchester Road. It's like one of the main roads through Birmingham. I stay at a local travel lodge. There's a couple along there. They're really cheap, so I go in there. There's another little one Nora knows of. I was speaking to her this morning. She said when she goes to Birmingham, she goes to a little haunted place. That's in the south of Birmingham as well. So she said it's only off 30 odd quid a night or something. So I was like, yeah, might have a look at that. Speak about
It's a shame you couldn't have a bit of grass and just pitch up a tent. I'm only joking.
Well, I'm hopefully that we're going to have a little bit of good weather. I presume. I think we might have an Indian summer, so I think it'll be a lovely night. I got a feeling, and we just wing it. You know, it's best to just like book a local. You know, it's on the Alchester roads. Once you just put in E57 into Google, you can see it on the map anyway. E57 Club.
Yeah, I did it already, and the address comes up and everything. Yeah.
So if you go on Google, if you go on satellite images, and then just go like a little bit further on past the block of flats to where there's a roundabout, and you'll see there's a whole, you know, like shopping centre, subways, hotels, and all that. There, it's like 5 minutes away, brother. You know.
Yeah.
So
wonderful.
Yeah. There's loads. It's Birmingham. There's like hundreds and hundreds of hotels, so it's not going to be difficult.
Yeah.
You know. So just make sure you book in advance. I'll be going up the day before, see, because I want to be there early in the morning. And then just, you know, obviously that night as well. So I'll have to stay there a couple of days. But that's cool. You know, it's a cool place. I like the area anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice part of Birmingham. It's you know, it's an okay part of Birmingham as well. You know, nice
Great
suburb.
stuff.
Well, Gary's very excited, aren't you?
I'm absolutely ecstatic, and I mean, you know,
I'm stoked. I'm like, I guess shaking.
I mean, when I come up, Martin, if you needed any help with anything, like, you know, I'll be more than happy to oblige. You know, I don't mind.
I wanted volunteers, and I've only asked for a couple. Of, like, what I needed was like, well, I've asked for Nora and Mark in it because they're like fam, and so like Mark and like because he's like just if he can be it, you know. So I'll look after him, and he can watch my shit for me because I got to watch for infiltrators and trolls coming to mess with me. Yeah, I don't want anybody trying to heckle me or start with me in front of, you know, possibly 300 people, because I won't go down well. So I got to watch for that. Like, so I want somebody to like, you know, sniff the crowd, see who's in there, you know, report back to me.
I might be just your man. I used to work at the doors. I done property minding.
This is what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I'm minding people.
Yeah, you can help me with that as well then. Yeah,
because listen. I mean, Karen will back me up here. I used to be a property minder and a person minder, so maybe I can go do something along those lines.
Do you know what, brother? I know most people. I will know most people in there. If they tell me their name, I'll know them. I've got photographic memory. I'll just say, "Oh, you're there, yeah." And if somebody don't look right, like, you know, they're like, they just, it's just like, get out, copper.
Get them out.
Yeah. So
just keep that in mind anyway. You know, I'm there.
Thanks, Gary. That's really handy to know, because I'm going to need that. She literally, when, you know, this lady I'm working with, India, she's a fantastic lady. She lives in Hertfordshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's in a wheelchair though, and she was really concerned about. She's like, basically, this has given her a new birth of life. You know, she's been stuck in a wheelchair, and now she's just fantastic with graphics, computers, and she does phone calls for me and does loads just all day for me, for us, for the fact of British. So she's fantastic, but she's in a wheelchair, and she said, like, this is the first time she's been out since whatever happened. And, you know, she's not going to let anything stop her, but she sounded really nervous about it. So I guess she drives, maybe. But she's a fantastic lady. I can't wait to meet her. She's a 60-year-old. Yeah, she was down in Hertfordshire. Yeah. So I'll find out where, Gary. You know, just
find out where, and if you could sort of like let Karen know, and then maybe I could, I don't know, maybe I could car share with her or something coming up.
Well, yeah, I was just thinking along them lines. You know, and if you could look after her.
I will. Yeah? I could look after her. Yeah, I mean, if you could sort of like, you know, if I could get her details or something, and if she wanted to make, because actually I'm a little bit disabled myself. I had a bad motorcycle accident, but I'm still I'm not in a wheelchair, but I could help if she wanted me to sort of like, you know, look after her and wheel her.
I promised I'd keep an eye on her and look out for her anyway.
Yeah. Oh no, that's, you know, no problem, mate. That can be.
I got people literally falling over themselves to support this, and I'm literally like overwhelmed and blown away by the response. Everyone's being like, I want in, because I knew that we wanted this. You know, it's been a couple of years now since we've had a convention. You know, and you know, nothing's happened since like before pandemic, except for demonstrations, and they're not much fun because you like watching your back, and you for the filth and stuff. I don't like it.
Well, we know it. Me and Karen, we used to go down.
I've been doing them up in London as well, bruv, and it's just no go for me, you know. And I sticks out like a sore thumb. And listen, if there wasn't even a protest, it gives me daggers anyway, so it's no good for me, you know. So you know, what's he up to? He looks like trouble. I guess every time. So that's not good for me. So I didn't do any of that, but I thought, like, you know, we need to party. We need to meet one another.
I think we need, because we've been sort of like
tortured, gaslit.
We've been in conversations with people like through the airways or one thing up. There's nothing more than actually meeting people face to face. I've met Dave Murphy. Obviously, you know, quite a few times. He's, you know, fantastic. I've met a lot of people on the globe, because I did a part of the Globe Light tour in Milton Keynes with Jason Light and Lisa and.
Did you?
Square,
they all came here, the Globe Light tour. I had them in my flat, the bus was
great, yeah.
They came to Cardiff. I had them, they all came in, we had Lisa, you know Lisa.
Yeah, she done Milton Keynes as well.
Yeah, she was. I never
she makes good nettle soup, she does.
She's doing some fantastic artworks. She was doing like stuff about...
she's absolutely such an artist.
And now she's changed it. She's doing all like macabres, and she's doing all like Kundalini systems and beautiful artworks, and just...
she's like incredible
she's so talented. She's a fantastic singer. That'll give you shivers down your back, right? She done
Yeah.
Valerie once on a Global Eye tour. Sven and all them was there, wasn't they? And they were all like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You're that good? You know,
It's not fair that someone could be so talented, is it?
she could have been. She's so much more talented than loads of really famous people. She was really.
Yeah, and it's a shame like that people like her and others don't get the opportunity, but you get all these other
Because they're
clans
truthers.
like, know the right people, Martin, and they jump sort of like
selling out, brother.
and just get where they got to be, you know.
You know, selling out. I think it's been tougher on us than the other people in a pandemic. Otherwise, you know, they have been like petrified apparently. Yeah, and they've all been scared apparently. Yeah, but I think it's tough for us because we know the truth of it all. We gotta watch it all, and it's like we can't affect it. We can we want to it's like no. Listen.
Nothing you say makes any difference to
Well,
anything.
today, Martin, we went for a lovely Chinese meal, like, and the amount of people coming in there because I was celebrate my birthday.
Yeah.
And it's like with the masks on everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. They're just all got blinking masks on, you know, walking in. And then now we're getting up and sort of like it was one of them self-service buffet places. Now we're getting up and putting their masks back on, weren't they?
They want you to wear gloves in there.
Martin, these gloves
on. Wheels, right? So you can you've got to wear a mask in a shop or a store, okay? And that was Vertic just meshing me on Skype. You gotta wear a mask in a shop, but if you're going to a restaurant or a cafeteria or a pub, you don't have to wear one. Does that make any sense? So
no, it's just. I mean, the thing is, and even people that are not involved in the truth community, if they really sat down and thought about this, you'd have to. If you've got one brain cell,
what it is?
If you've got one brain cell, like vision. If you've got one brain cell, you can work it out. If you've got one brain cell, you don't have to be in the truth community.
No, I know. This has woken a lot of people up, and I'm glad in a way because a lot of people.
It has because when we went down to the Hyde Park March, didn't we, Karen? We noticed there was loads of people there that probably wasn't on board with all the other stuff, but they was on board with this. We were speaking to them as we was going along with them, weren't we? You know, when there's about 1 million people turned up.
Yeah, and the little children were shouting,
Mark
freedom!
Devlin was there that day, and all the young children. It was great, really. It was invigorating that day when it was fantastic.
Yeah, because basically we stopped London, and then even the people that are having to wait in the traffic weren't in a bad mood.
Oh yeah, they was all with it as well. There was people, you know, usually they'd have the amp light sitting in traffic, but they was great. They was honking their horns and everything.
That's nice, Buzzer.
Yeah.
I went to IPAC, see Vertit, Nora, Underground, all the gang. Roxanne and that. It was a really good day. I really enjoyed it. Went and looked at some mud flooders and stuff.
When did you do that? A few weeks ago when they had it in London?
No, back last year. I can't even remember now. You know, we're all mushy.
Well, the thing is, Martin, we obviously we kicked sort of like the flat earth stuff into the sidelines. There's no point in because this is much more important. So
well, I do it. I will surreptitiously sneak some flat earth into every single video I do.
Yeah.
And I
still speak to people, but when we was down there wasn't many people down there because everyone's involved with sort of like this current nonsense, you know.
Same as loads of people have changed, like, you know, the Global Eye tour was talking about flat earth with loudspeakers, and now it goes on about like COVID. So, you know, it's like everything's changed. Loads of truthers, you know, like Jason, like you mentioned, he's switched it as well. They're all getting into trouble.
Well, I went up to the COVID live tour in Norwich because up in Peterborough at the time, and it was horrible. It was horrible because like we was just marched off straight away. You know, couldn't say much, but.
I went to a protest during
this platform doesn't like you going against COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a couple here in Cardiff. I went one on the microphone. I enjoyed that. I was with Pierce and all of them lot. He was quite happy. He asked me to go up to London the next time. But that morning I woke up, I had a message from the Most High and said, do not go, Martin. It's trouble for you. So I didn't go. And then I did the second one about 3 weeks ago. And thousands too. There was a massive Palestinian march, like about 10,000 people. But then behind that, there was another couple of thousand, and I was Cardiff people. I was well impressed. So they did a big thing done by the BBC. The police sort of set up a line, and everyone just walked straight through them. And I caught some of it.
Well, I actually find, Martin, when the police step back and let it all happen, there's no trouble whatsoever. And
it wasn't trouble.
The police get involved, there's violence.
Yeah, there wasn't no trouble, and then we just all ended up after a match through the city outside the city hall, and we all hung out for a few hours. I had a drink and that, and everybody just no coppers, nothing, just left alone. Like you know, there must have been about, I don't know, maybe 100 people left then, just left, no coppers, nothing. So it was all right.
Yeah, because when we went up, the only thing we didn't do is I wanted to go and stand outside Downing Street shouting freedom. That's what
It was too far to go though. I can't. It was too far for me to walk. That's the only.
Got to walk all the way up there then, though.
It's a long walk. Like, I've only got half a foot, you know, and the walk all the way up there was well. I mean,
You got to have a foot. Oh,
we were in it. We were in it for a while, and we loved it.
Oh, we had a great time.
Yeah, I loved it out in London. I dare say I'll go again soon.
Yeah.
I always seem to be ends up in Birmingham though, or not.
Well, I mean, the good thing with this venue, Martin, is the fact it's pretty centralised. So
that's why I chose it.
Yeah, it's a good idea because when I spoke to someone, they said, like, "Why are they having it in Birmingham?" I said, "Well, there's no point in having it in London because people, if they got to come down from Scotland or Wales,
is why I did it. And there are people coming from Scotland, and it is.
That's fantastic. It's right centralised for everyone, mate.
That's the idea.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Oh, what's Verdict saying in a minute? Just sorry to. Yeah. Flat Thumb Fest, people are saying.
Yes. Oh yeah, because you don't do the V sign anymore, do you? You do the flat thumbs.
Yeah. And people are trying to find out what stations are near. Thing is, there's not much of a rail link in Birmingham.
Is it Birmingham New Street? Is it or?
Yeah, no. I tell you what, if you get off in Birmingham New Street, you have to travel down one of the longest roads in Britain, the Alchester Road. Just goes straight through the city, and so
it's a shame that Vertex wouldn't bring his saxophone and play.
Oh Vertex should bring his saxophone.
No, he won't. But
he's
an amazing saxophone player.
I asked him today if he's going. He's going to try and do his best. So I asked him today. Yeah. I got a mate come in who's my shaman. But basically, I go to a shamanic retreat on again. I got my shaman come in with his didgeridoo and other things to make you buzz off your head because he's just fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then we got the top DJ because I was going to sort the tunes, all my friends were, but now we got like, you know, right there and then. I mean, I haven't confirmed that yet.
Have you got Mark coming? Like he's one of the top bananas, mate. I mean, you've nailed it.
Yeah, I know, top bananas, and Dave, all of them. So yeah, I was thinking like, because I've been jello about Flaptoberfest 2 years, like, and all these conventions, and it's like, and then last year I was watching, and it was like. Seeing all my friends and was like really miserable about it. So I thought, I think I got to do this. Karen B can do it. I'm going to do it. So that's what set me off last year. I thought I'd do it. Like, and now time's been ticking on and the year's just been vanishing. I thought it's now or never. I better get a move on. So, you know.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, do you think like within the next couple of days the tickets might be available? Or
probably tomorrow. She's coming back. Yeah, literally, I'm not done. She just literally, the lady I'm working with, she just posted my advert on her channel just now, like 5 minutes ago. I'm going to lift it off, put it on my channel, get it out there, and some information of, you know, when I use confirmation off Mark, that is. And she's going to send back to me tonight. Basically, I had to confirm her decisions about 10 minutes before I come on the show. So later on, I'll just like find out what the final decision is on the tickets. Because initially I thought, oh, just pay at the door. It's like old-fashioned, styly, but then that's like, you know, money hanging around, and then that's like, you know, more than the allotted amount might turn up, and that would be having to send people away and upsetting them, and that will also mean that we won't be able to order the food because this guy Bernie's getting like a proper menu on for us, intend on feeding everybody. You know, the proper sit-down meal we're all going to be having. So. Yeah, that's what we're working on today. Oh my God, mate, it's spinning with it.
Great stuff. I bet your head is absolutely buzzing.
It's taxed.
Yeah, it's because you're an elf.
It's a good job. Yeah, it's a good job, an elf. But like in between that, like I'm nailing like my next vlog and trying to work out all the other stuff as well. And do everything else. So I manage fine. I got a lot of little helpers that love to help, so I'm happy about that.
Like I said, you know, I'm more than happy to help you on the day, mate, if you need me. Or before that, if that woman you want sort of like someone as a chaperone, I'll be more than happy to do that.
You know what? I will. I'll have a word with her, definitely.
Okay, Martin.
So what we say to everybody is, just keep watching out on Martin Liedtke's channel. He will announce the tickets and everything there.
Yeah. And you know, it's happening anyway. So like basically I paid for it and everything. It's all going forward. I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's complicated to get a ticket process. It's more for the registration. That's why I needed to like sell them on eBay. Then I can find everybody's name that's actually bought one and tick them off as they arrive, sort of thing, and give them some sort of ticket or badge or whatever, so we know who's coming in, because we've got to get the figures right, because basically for their insurance purposes and the chef, and that's how it works. So that way, yeah, she'll sort that out to be ready by tomorrow. It should be, but you know. So yeah, there'll be early bird tickets. I'll put 150 up first, see how they go, and then put up like more later, and then whatever's left, say the last 50, then that'll be basically first come first serve, pay at the door. Does that make any sense? So because we don't know how many's going to turn up. But the last time,
I'm wondering if that number is going to be far superseded at the moment.
Listen, I went there last year for a Truth Juice, and I was doing a little convention. Mark Devlin was a week before me. It's a top venue, as I said, and it's like all these people just kept piling in, like stacks of people. So I goes to Gary, who runs the events, like, yeah, so who's on tonight then, Gary? He's saying, like, you silly sausage. It's like, so all these people are for me. It's like, yeah. It's like 120 odd people turned up out of nowhere, and I didn't even announce it hardly. I was like, the place was just like rammed. I was like, fucking, this is fantastic. So it really took me back that many. So I was thinking that was me turning up unannounced, more or less. Can you imagine? That's on their website, mind. You know. Can you imagine this promoted? There's all channels. Paul Cook's promoting it, and all the other guys are promoting it. It's going to be like, I got to make sure that I can. This is my another problem I got, is whether or not they got a solid bandwidth link for this international Skype call. And another thing as well is I want to, like, I'm trying to get hold of someone to be able to cover it all. This girl Jade, she's going to film a lot of it. I got another girl called Fiona. She's does wedding photography and stuff. She's going to cover it as much as she can. But I will really do want to go live the whole thing. Go around, talk to everyone, and so nobody misses a thing. Problem with that is I can't do it off my phone, because like I only got to make 2 calls and a 10 is gone. So I can't do it off that unless I can cover or broadband. The device, yeah, my laptop is like cronking out really. It's on its last legs, but I got to do you got to do your presentation off your laptop and your memory to go in on the big screen behind. Yeah. So I was hoping to use this as well. So I can't record. What I'm saying is I can't record live. I'm going to be using now, and that's shit. So
basically you need a laptop.
Yes. To be able to stream the whole thing or go round or a device. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to ask somebody to like just, volunteer the shit to help me out, because I'm not going to be able to do it all live. I thought about it last night. I thought, how am I going to do that? Because every time I does a live event on this, I put 20 quid in, I does like 20 minutes and it goes off. Your money's gone. It's crap. I got to get gift gaff or something. So yeah, I got to do that. So I got to be able to cover it all. But other people are recording it all. I got recording devices. I got my camera on a tripod. So I got 2 tripods, so I can record everything for later vlogs, to show everybody. But I want to literally do everything live, so nobody misses anything if they're not there. Does that make sense? So that's
Martin.
Wonderful, mate.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to miss something because they'd be all feeling bad, and I don't want anybody feeling bad because they're not there. I want them to be feeling the same as we do, like I do when I see the guys in America meet. I want them to feel like that, like they're one of them and they're part of it, so nobody's like alone or feeling left out. So that's important, is to be able to get this out live, all of it. It's not like we're going to do webinar or anything. It's nothing flash like that, but we are going to sort of try and do, we're trying to do it as professional as possible so we can up the game a bit, because
some people that can't make it or can't get a ticket, you want to be able to let them see it, and
I think there's like maybe a £5 deposit if you wanted to have a meal as well. So if you don't turn up, this I guess returns as well. Never thought about that. If people can't turn up and they bought a ticket, but you can get that back to them on I don't know, PayPal. You got me thinking now. I never thought about that. But anyway, I got people.
Don't worry about that. Hopefully,
I got people to think about complicated math stuff for me, because I can't do it all. See, so the business side. I do what I can.
It sounds amazing.
It does, absolutely off the scale, mate. I can't wait.
Yeah. So people are beginning taking stuff to flog, as they usually do in these events, because someone going to take like jewelry. So like usually the last one I went to, like there's people with like organites, like a van full of organite stuff, set up an organite pyramid. I sat in it, I got out and I thought, wow, that was fantastic. Sat back in it, it was brilliant. Energizing. It's like really clear as well. It's lovely. So they all set up stuff like that. I'll be flogging like books or signing signed copies for people of my new book, and my new shit. India's going to take like flat thumb mugs and stuff, so I can try and make a few quid, because basically I'm in a shit. So I need a few quid. So yeah, that's the plan anyway. What do you think? What do you think?
It all sounds really good to me.
It does. It sounds
Sorry
fantastic.
about the money bit, then, Martin.
Oh, it's life. Yeah, no, it'd be workout. It's YouTube, innit? It's dead. As I said, everyone knows it. That's why they've all bounced to Rockfin. They're charging for Rockfin, or they're going to like D-Live, or you know, Score. They're all gone, haven't they? It's like all of the main content. That's why Joe Rogan left YouTube. Everyone's left YouTube, and like,
But I'm sure if you've got, let's say, 250,000 people watching every video, you're going to make a bit of money.
well, not if they say that it's ineligible for monetization, or they just stick a yellow on it like they do. So last month, every video on my main channel is on a yellow still, and it just doesn't go. I got like 2 greens through on my Flat Earth British channel. I can't work anymore. I thought I'm going to really have to like work extra hard, and then I'm like, well, I can't work any harder than I am. I'm giving it all, so like it's going to have to balance out some fucking way, I'm thinking. So yeah, but
it's awful, isn't it, when YouTube decide to change the system so nobody can get any money, and they change all the laws and make it almost impossible to get a video out.
Well,
and really, what we do is we just very often we just don't talk about the subject, but we're sort of talking about things because it gets done for medical misinformation and stuff.
I'm telling you, you gotta like, you know, watch what you're saying constantly. I constantly am. You know, this is why, you know, I edit my thoughts, got sense my thoughts. You can't say that.
Weird, isn't it? YouTube didn't used to be like that.
No, you could say what you want. You really could say what you want.
I don't understand why they've got so political. Instead of being non-biased, they've got political.
It's a crazy, crazy communist, whatever it is, dictatorship. The whole world's been taken over. America's gone. Britain's gone.
They are
Whoever's
Google
in
Earth.
control, psycho. Psycho.
Martin, they are Google Earth.
Yeah, Google is CIA. That's who runs Google, CIA. They're the same people. So it doesn't take a genius to work out exactly.
Well, it was a good way to watch this, wasn't it?
Well, look at this tech, right? They're getting rid of this, aren't they? Google Hangouts. What a fantastic bit of tech this was back in the day. You could have 10 people, you know, clear signals, everyone talking, or, you know, at the same time. It wouldn't cut or anything. It was just like proper. And the processing power to get this tech out was like, wow, they're really pushing a boat out for everyone, yeah. And now it's gone. Now they want everyone through decoders and other software like OBS.
The other thing isn't that bad. It just looks, the set-out's just a little bit different. It's the same sort of thing. But why do they need to change it? It says when you go there, this is the old system, sign up to the new.
I don't know, YouTube changed again today. I thought, was it another Mandala? It goes on my studio and everything's like night black. It said forward, easy on your eyes. It's like, oh, well, thanks.
Well, what it is YouTube will not stop changing everything.
Does your head in? They don't ask you, do they? You just wake up and everything's changed, and it's broke as shit. I used to be able to locate things on my YouTube studio like that. Yeah. Now I just got to search endlessly just to do the stupidest things like make chat slow or something like that. You can't find anything.
Well, I think it's really weird that you have to publish your Hangout and then go back and then allow the chat to come through. Why can't
you got to wait for it to upload? Yeah, and like in the last month, they've killed 2 of my chat feeds because of what somebody have said in it.
Really?
Yeah. It uploads to YouTube. I go back to watch it. Chat not available. They've done it twice, maybe 3 times in the last, say, month or so. Well, all the time recently. I'm thinking it's because of what somebody says, maybe in chat or what have you. They just kills the chat, so you can't watch it back.
Do you know? I'm a sort of when I write things, I put hearts and things on them they decide sometimes the bot doesn't like me sometimes, and you get your comments taken away, and all you had was hearts in it.
Yeah, just do what I do. Just bastardize the English language. You know, I use like matting language. You know, which is like deliberate. It's like, you know, everyone knows it's me. You know, I changed the word love because it's evil in reverse, so I put LVE, and you know, I'll cut words like everything. I'll cut every word if I can. Like with, I'll just put WID, and just general words. I will just abbreviate them and cut them, and the analytics won't pick up on that. They just don't.
Wow, because I've been telling, obviously, my friend Amy, and I've even told you that they've done these things to me, but now you can hear that they do it. Martin's saying they're doing it.
They're doing it right across the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and I know another key as well, what I got told, I think it was Russian vids, somebody said anyway, is if you laugh on your Hangouts or your video, yeah, they're less inclined to get rid of it or delete it. Because if they think it's a happy subject, then it can't possibly be anything negative, like what's going on now, or any other subjects with negative, which is everything.
What, should I laugh now?
Oh, hilarious.
Yeah, carry on,
Yeah,
Martin.
that doesn't it? Makes sense, doesn't it, though? It's like, oh, they're laughing, it must be a happy subject, so it can't be anything like we should look at. Leave them alone. I think it works. Laughter's the key anyway.
It is really weird, this whole thing, because what it was is I started looking at Elvis Presley, and I
Yeah.
realised that all he is a character. There really wasn't one Elvis Presley, that he's just a character. So
Crazy.
you had the Elvis singers, you had the pictures on the things, they made him like a film star, and it was a whole story, and he wasn't real, and there was loads of him.
Yeah, do you know how many people like that were just like manufactured? They showed like manufactured bands of later, like Motley Crue and all of that. What they did to them guys, it's just like they were nothing like that in real life, and they made them look fantastic, just all marketing. They've done the same with him. You know, I was wondering whether that 1969 comeback tour, when he comes back, literally kills it. You know, when he sat there with his leather and his guitar, that comeback. Classic album. I got the album in my cupboard. Just kills it. But in a year's time, then he's like the photographs. Then say about like from 1969 to 1970. Then he's all bloated out on Burger King. You know, it's like it's like how same with Jim Morrison. He goes from good-looking Jim Morrison to a beady fat dude in a year flat. In a year flat, honestly, he's dead by 72.
Because I think what it is it's a bit like they're always moving the story around and doing things. So they think, well, so basically it's like there's Elvis Presley today, but we'll put Gary in him, and tomorrow we'll put Martin in him, and they do things all the time, whatever it is. And the thing is, it's really weird because you're supposed to notice it, but you're not. So I slow the footage down and I look at things and I can see it all.
You probably think to yourself when you watch it years ago, oh, he looks different.
Yeah, you didn't know why.
Well, I mean, do you think like Jim Morrison died? Or did the character of Jim Morrison die? Just a character. Just a character.
Because they all multi-play other roles.
Exactly. Yeah. We all know.
Well, that's why they say, and here's the next act, because they're acting, aren't they?
Like people like used to have quite a lot of respect, say, for someone like Tom Hanks. I used to think, I want him as president. But now every time I see him, he's an absolute idiot, and I think,
he's such a toe rag. I can't even look at him. Yeah,
one of the worst. Yeah.
Same. Until I found out what PD was. Like, I didn't know about all these people really years ago. I thought they were just Hollywood people, and they didn't put any more thought into it really. But now, like, I can't even look at Tom Hanks. It's like,
I can't either. And now and I've done a video where either his wife was playing him or he was playing his wife because they were the same person, and you just keep finding this over and over again. I don't think anything on the is real. All the media run everything. They make the programs. It doesn't matter whether it's Dallas or Dynasty or Coronation or the News. They're just making it all. They're making the whole thing. The royal family aren't real.
It's just a joke. It's all manufactured.
Pippa plays Meghan and Kate sometimes. They all play each other. It's the most weirdest. I know. I was sitting here with Christian and I was saying, look, she's got the same moles as Kate. This is Meghan. Yeah. And then Christian came back and said, but they've got more moles the same. And this was Meghan and Kate. But actually then I saw Pippa, and Pippa looked more like Meghan and more like Kate. It's like, oh my God, it's just thick. And then we watched the coronation the other day,
All
and
right.
basically that was the day the Queen made us into a one-man corporation.
Yeah, 100%. And there's plaques like on floors up in with that date of like 1952, and it says corporation, and I seen on a floor in Nottingham or near Nottingham. I was like, yeah, no, why?
And
No,
also, you know, like, I realised
watch
they should have
that.
crowned her from behind instead of they crowned her in front. There was and like when she came through crowned as queen, no one stood up. And then it's almost as if Prince Philip was far more powerful than they ever said he was. And
Oh,
like
100%.
and he went before they did, but it's something's weird. And he's a Romanov anyway.
Well, he's a Romanov. No, I think he was one of the most powerful people in the place. And you know, there's people that worship him as God in Pacific Islands. They literally, no, they don't have like a Jesus or anything. They have a Prince Philip. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Pacific Island. They think he's a god, and he went there once, and they literally like God's turned up. Yeah, look on YouTube.
And then you get Prince Charles.
Oh.
No, he's not a very nice man.
No, not any of them any nice. I can't.
Can I tell you one thing? Do you know what? I've said it repeatedly. Gary knows. What it is there are certain people. I mean, I have hazel eyes, so they might come through brownie, but they're hazel. Right. So it wouldn't work on you and me. But Biden, Trump, the Queen, Prince Philip, Prince Charles, Kate has green eyes, but the rest, Boris, they all have blue eyes.
That's so.
But when you see them on the telly, they've all got brown eyes.
What about Hillary?
What's she got?
Oh, I can't remember. I think she's. I can't remember now.
She got to have blue eyes, haven't she? I think she might have. You know.
Is it green or blue? I don't know. I can't remember.
Don't ask me. I'm colourblind.
Probably blue. She's blonde, isn't she?
So what colour are they all when they're on telly?
Brown, which means they're not real.
All right, fair enough.
You see what I mean? This is what I'm saying. So they go, oh, we're just going over to the news desk. Made that for everybody. Oh, we're going over that. Made that for everybody.
They showed you like a Biden, like I think it was like supposed to be in the Oval Office or something back about a month ago. It was going around when the wall had a crack, and you could see somebody walking behind it. So there was just basically, he wasn't in a room. There was 2 panels in a studio, pretending to be.
Yeah, I think they do it to try and see if we notice it.
Yeah,
I think they drop little clues at the say, Martin. Look what we can do, and the sheeples and the minions still can't see it.
100%, 100%. They do it with the ISS.
Can I just say, we a few years ago got in on the Unscrambled channel, got into this case. I won't even mention the name because it just makes it easier. But anyway, he was supposed to have done these horrible things to his wife, and I actually started off by thinking, how could anybody say anything horrible about this dead woman? You know, look what he did to her, and leave her alone. And then suddenly the information came through about, say, some of the autopsies, and then this, and then they showed this footage. And by the end of it, I said it didn't happen. And I realised that the police, the courts, the judges, the police, the media, and the politics were all involved.
Yes, I know exactly what you're on about. And yes, you bang on. That's exactly what they do. All of it. Yeah, the Ripper.
I think the media runs everything.
Part of the whole dialectic, you know, the Ripper. Yeah, he sent him his name and address. It's just ridiculous. You know, I got a copy of it. It's like, if you want to catch me, it's like, not difficult, use my name and address. But they didn't follow it up because they didn't want to. You know, and then later, when he's in Rampton, they got him meeting Frank, Queenie, and Savile, all the gang. Yeah, Frank Bruno, who went mental. He's one of the gang.
That's right. He went into a mental institution for a while, didn't he?
But he was part, you know, he was like meeting Sutcliffe and hanging around with Savile for what's the gang, you know?
So, do you know what I think they did? Obviously, the character of Jimmy Savile, because he looks like someone else as well. He dies.
Multiple
and then
times. Yeah.
They love degrading people. It's like an honour, isn't it? They pick someone who's dead.
Yeah. Do you think Louis Theroux is Jimmy Savile's son?
Oh, I never thought of that.
I can't remember now.
He's a guy that does these TV shows.
Well, Louis Theroux, right, done the last interview with him when he like literally drops a clanger, like Savile saying like, you know, he literally says something that implicates himself, and everyone's then asking questions. This is how it all started. Then a short time after that documentary, he's dead. Okay, this is a millionaire who's from Mensa and run the whole British Isles and cycled in the whole British Isles. So he's super fit. Okay, so he's died and he get buried under 12 foot of concrete so that he can never be exhumed without a big problem. right? All very convenient just after Louis Theroux. Then I see it was Pete, Poncho Pete showed me first. I was like, shut up. Check this out, Matt. Look at their eyes. So eyes and eyes, they're just black holes. They're evil. Yeah, it's like, whoa. So watch this, layered. It was like, holy shit, that could easily be his father. If you can imagine him like younger and darker, yeah, just looks just like Theroux. Yeah, because he was blonde, wasn't he? But that was dyed. He's really dark. So, yeah. Ow. I thought there might be something
You're probably
in it.
right.
Yeah,
You're
no, I
probably
think
right
there was
on that.
something in it because they all work together, and there's like Theroux's supposed to be the son of this famous guy. But if you look at it on, I did a little bit of research and looked on Wikipedia. Really sketchy information about all of it. It's like it seemed like one of these, fake backgrounds that they give us, because I can't remember this Theroux when I was a young boy, and I don't remember this older Theroux doing anything on telly when I was a kid. So
No, he just they seem to just pop out of nowhere, Martin. Don't
they just pop out of nowhere.
all of a
Apparently,
sudden, boom, they're just there.
yeah.
Do you know what? I think what they do is they spend so long giving horrible headlines all the time that a lot of people have even forgotten that we had mad cow disease. And yet,
Yes, that's right. It was only a few years ago. Mad cow disease,
I
wasn't it?
remember it well. Yeah.
well, it's probably 10 or 20 years now.
Yeah, but people
20
still
years.
forgotten
It should
about
be,
it.
like, look what they did. I think that the headlines are so bad
Well,
every
we're
day
supposed
that
to have had
people.
BSE by now and all gone proper mental, wasn't it?
That's right. Some people died of it. The human
Martin,
version.
what do you think it is about people like you and me who just don't fall in I mean, maybe you were a bit earlier, but so many people woke up in 2016.
With the flat Earth, I was 2015 for me, but I've always been like it, and I've never been one of them. I used to say it when I was a kid. I used to be in like discos with my friends, saying, "I'm just not one of you lot." I've never been like them, and I've never felt like I'm one of them. I'm just not like
Well,
them.
do you know something, Martin? I've always been different. I mean, I was 9 years old when the moon landing happened, and I turned around to my old man. I've done shows with Karen about it, and I turned around and said to my dad, very inquisitive, I'm going, "Here, Dad, how comes that's in black and white, and we got a colour TV and stuff like that?" I see things straight away, and I was telling people back in the 70s and
That's
early
how I
80s,
was,
like,
questioning everything.
yeah,
I
and I
used to
was
get sent out of the class for it. I used to take my
Yeah.
own books to school and say, "Can you explain this to me? Because it's like stuff you're teaching is a bit stupid." And they would like literally send me home, expel me, all sorts, just for wanting better information.
Maybe what it is I had a terrible education. They taught me
See.
IPA. I don't know if you've heard of that. It was joining the writing differently.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
So basically, it made us artificially dyslexic. And then they probably told everybody that the children were really stupid, but actually they made us stupid by trying to teach us this stupid thing. And then this is how they do things, isn't it?
Yeah, I do remember. I didn't realise that though. But yeah, it makes sense actually.
It was a pilot scheme in the 60s.
Mm.
My school that I went to, that I did it, never told the next school that I'd done it.
Right.
So I basically missed out on all my education. I must have just been looking out the window all the time. I was like,
I was always on a
taught
Mitch.
French and then being in an English class. If you've been taught something completely different, how can you do what's in? So they called me thick and stupid, but I missed out on that. I missed out on that.
To a chair to keep me in school. Honestly, I had the worst records. Me and another guy for the whole school. And if I was there, they'd be like, "Oh, do my eyes deceive me?" Because
Martin, I was the
Naughty
same.
elf.
The truant officers ran my ass so much, everyone thought my mum was having an affair.
I found out where mine lived. She left me alone.
In fact, she lived around my house, a truant officer.
She was evil, Mrs. Parsons. You could see her coming by her nose. She had this massive nose and used to come around the corner before her. It's like, fuck Parsons. So we used to all leg it. She used to literally hunt us in the woods as well, like proper hunt us. The bawdy woman. So here's Parsons. She's coming for us.
Those were the days, hey Martin.
Yeah, truant officers. No, I left school at 15. The last year I didn't go to. I tried to get my my leaving certificate, and when I went there, they said, "You do know you're not allowed within the school limits for about a mile, do you, Matt?" I was like, well, "You may have mentioned that, but I don't think I was listening." So they sent me away. It didn't have anything to do with the school last year, and I was in work. As soon as I had the national insurance number, I was down Bessemer Road Fruit Market, humping bags of spuds. Just turned 16 at that time, so couldn't wait to get to work. I couldn't earn some money.
I wonder whether all us lot, like in the truth community, we subconsciously realised that something was wrong when we was at school, and
Oh,
that's
oh,
probably why
yeah.
most of us never got
Or
on.
the other thing
We
I
probably knew
thought
history
is,
and geography was a lot of old rubbish.
Oh, mate, I've always felt like there was something wrong, and I've always questioned them. Even if I've been like this with my questions the whole time, but I was
it's
chronic
like this other thing, Martin.
reading, just read.
I know somebody, Marie
Yeah, I
Wheatley.
know.
She's
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Well, she keeps finding elongated headed
I
people
know.
around Stonehenge and that.
Mm.
And what I was wondering was, she said that we did marry them and have children with them, but we also we must have killed them off. So maybe we have in us a little bit of the elongated headed people, which would give us different
I
senses
have, because
that
I've
the
got a
other
lump on my
people.
head. I got a lump on the back of my head. And people used to take the piss out of me when I had a skinhead when I was young, and used to say, "It looks like you swallowed the rugby ball, Matt." So I got a big lump on the back of my head.
Really?
Yeah, and listen to this, what a teacher did to me, torturing me when I was young. My teacher, Rufus, said, "Come up here, Martin," as a punishment. He stood me against the blackboard, and he got a bit of chalk, and he drew a silhouette of my head. And then there's this big lump, which he made a bit bigger, right? And he put an arrow, and he said, "Abnormal head, Martin Liedtke." And then he got this girl up, who lived around the corner from me, Vanessa Bihenna, to stand next to it. He'd done a silhouette of her head, put an arrow, and said, "Normal head, Vanessa Bihenna." He said, "Sit down, Martin, that's staying up there the whole week." I was like, "Thanks." So like, I was working on a school of 1,200,
Oh,
Right.
1,200 people. Yeah. So every time I'd walk past everyone was like trying to touch the back of my head or just laughing at me. Guy was a mentalist.
I just wondered, because elongated headed people had more chakras and things. Because
Possibly.
we seem to be different. And also, I'm an empath. Are you an empath, Martin?
Oh, you should know I am. That's my problem in life.
Yeah,
Yes, by you.
I think the three of us are, and a lot of people in the community are. We seem to care about other people, but everyone is just bloody narcissists these days. All they care
And the
about
other
is
ones
themselves.
say, only care about yourself.
They'll care about themselves.
Somebody sent me today something with an elongated skull in it, and it was fabulous. And I can't really recall what it was now. Oh, I've probably saved it somewhere. Oh, I can't even remember. I've had so much come in today. It's been unbelievable.
Well, I actually would talk to you till the cows come in, which would be about 5
I
o'clock in the
can't though.
morning.
I can't though. I gotta go soon because I got
No,
like
I know.
ladies
I
in my
know.
emails.
I just
It's been over
wondered.
an hour, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting to. But Martin, for everybody, just explain what's happening on the 10th of September.
The 10th of September, we are having the first ever Flat Earth Tatarian Mud Flood Convention in history, because there's not been one before. So that's fantastic in itself. And we have a fantastic lineup. So this is I can't tell you who's going to be speaking when, but we'll open the doors at 12 o'clock. I'll be MC for the day, etc. There'll be music, there'll be everything happening. And in the afternoon, I guess we'll have Jay and then Paul leading up to tea time. Then we'll have a meal. And then Mark can do a speak if he wants to. I hope so. Dave Murphy, and then me to finish off the night. Finish by about 10 o'clock. And then 2 hours disco and dance until the back closes. How was that sound?
And a meal.
And a meal. All of it. So it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, I'm sorting the tickets out right, like literally now, as soon as like in like next half hour or so. So hopefully we'll have that available. I'll put it up on my channel, all my channels. So it's Martin Liedtke channel, the Celtic Tatarian channel, Flat Earth British Think Tank channel, and Martin Liedtke's Nectar channel. Also, I'll put it up on my Instagram site, which is really, really busy, and my Facebook, which is Martin Matson's on Facebook. I will put it up on there as well. And on every other format that I'm linked to, which is quite a few. So a lot of people get to know about this. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be, in my mind, I think this will be the biggest truthing event so far out of all of them. Yeah, because basically I'll be there. I'll make it.
Fantastic.
Go, Martin, go.
Go, Martin.
Yeah, I'll be there, and I'll be, I'll be watching everything, and I'll make sure that everybody is happy, and they will be anyway, because I'm going to bring the love, I'm going to bring the joy, and everyone, all the crew, are going to feel exactly the same. It's going to be.
And to be honest with you, Martin, after what we've all been through the last 18 months or 2 years, we really need this big time.
They deserve it. They deserve it. These guys deserve it.
Can I say something? Martin, I've met Martin a few times. We met at the Leicester Space Centre.
Oh yeah, remember that? I still got all the film of that, I saved it all. I've still got it on my my pictures, my videos.
Within 2 minutes of meeting me, he's calling me Ka. So Martin always makes you feel like you've known him a long time.
Yeah, that was fab. Somebody posted the other day, and it came up in like basically it came up in the watch this videos, and it was like from a troll, and it was of the Leamington Spa one when I'm like playing like basically lightsabers with D and sword fencing, and somebody made a video out of it and said this is what flat earthers get up to at their meets. Yeah, like they're doing globe stuff. Look, guys, lightsabers, secretly globe heads because we was on lightsabers. All right, better. That was a good old Leamington Spa because we was like it was fantastic, right, Gary? We was all under this giant oak tree, but it was a bit of a stigma behind it because it was the oak tree that Alistair Crowley used to sit in as a boy, and not only that, yeah.
The vibration must have been awful off of that.
Yeah, and the obelisk that we met by, this pyramid obelisk, was like ancient, like sort of mid 1800s fucking Freemasonic thing, and it was it's been written about by Alistair Crowley as well. He's written about this place, this tree. So it was like, oh, this is a bit ominous. What are we all here for? Okay. So but anyway, it started to drizzle, so we all got into this giant oak tree, and there was this guy who one of our guys, Space Cowboy, yeah, from down in London, yeah.
Right.
You know Space Cowboy? Stan? Yeah. Stan starts playing his harmonica. He used to play harmonica for Bad Manners and all other bands, yeah. So he's a professional harmonica player, and he just started to do that. And there was other people reading poetry, and you walk around under the tree, and it was like it's loads of different things going on. It's wicked music. It was like, this is probably the best under the tree event I've ever been to. So it worked out really wicked, that event. But it was weird that we met there, though. It was like, it felt all right. It was good. It was a good event.
Nice one.
Yeah, we've been to loads. I can't remember whatever. All the conventions. I used to do a meet every year up until about 3 years ago. So this is like first flat Earth British meet since 2018.
You're dying for it, aren't you, Martin?
Yeah, I had trouble the last time with stalkage. And like really pissing me off, so it just put a bad taste in my mouth. I thought, I don't want to go through that again. Stalkers just asking me and just like trying to follow me around, basically, right back to my house and lay across my floor, thinking they were invited. It literally drove me to, distraction. So, and because I'm so polite, it's like, but 3 days of it, and literally, it was like, gotta be fucking joking me. And I had a really ill-dying mother there to look after at the same time, so everything went like it was just really. Yeah, it was really bad, especially when like people just invite themselves to just hang around and lay on my floor the entire day. It's just like the worst. So yeah, that put me off. So yeah.
How much you put yourself out there, you mean?
Yeah, but things are a bit different now. I got like a big fucking posse to watch shit for me. Yeah, so.
Feel a bit more protected.
You got one more to add to that posse now.
There you go, brother.
Martin, I know that your time is pressing.
Yeah, because I know you got loads.
I got to go on.
Turn the button off for the video.
It's because she goes to bed to this, and I really, she wants to verify this for the morning.
I'm going to turn the video off for this hangout, but can we say goodbye afterwards? But just say goodbye for the video. Okay. Well, Martin, thank you so much. I wish you massive success.
Double flat thumbs, Martin. Double flat thumbs.
Yeah, somebody sent me a photograph today doing flat thumbs in Holland, but they've also got 2 flat thumb stickers on the back of their van. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'm like, wicked. One day everyone will do flat thumbs. People in New York will be flat thumbs, brother.
I like something that you said, by the way. Like one day of the year, everybody went in their gardens and held up a sign. You know what the sign's going to say? Fart. And see how many people actually on one day stood in their gardens holding up a sign.
That would be wicked.
Yeah, I like that idea. But anyway, Martin, thank you so much again, and really wish you well with this conference.
Yeah, good luck with it all. And like I said,
thanks.
Unless a good look takes me beforehand, a team of wild horses wouldn't stop me going, mate.
Loads have said that. Yeah, it's going to be fabulous. I look forward to seeing you up there anyway, Gary, mate. All right, have a good school day.
I finally met your flat thumbs.
Have a good rest of your birthday anyway, whatever you're doing.
Thank you, mate. There's only like an hour and a half left. I've got to
Wow.
This is one of his best presents today, was having a hangout with you,
Yeah,
Martin.
this is the best present I've ever had, mate, in 61 years.
Oh, mate.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh.
He watches you all the time.
All the time. I've been following you from almost from day one. I mean, all I am going to celebrate, I've got a couple of cans of Guinness downstairs. I've got to knock out.
I got Guinness in the fridge. I got Guinness.
Oh, it's my drink of choice, mate. I love it.
I'm on lemon water.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we'll say goodbye. We'll say goodbye for the hangout, but we'll say goodbye afterwards.
Yeah.
But anyway, for the hangout, Martin,
Thanks,
Gary,
mate.
and the chat room.
Wonderful,
Thanks a lot.
wonderful.